Good evening. Welcome to Real Critics. I'm Frank.
I'm Richie.
And tonight, the movie on the chopping block is RoboCop.
Why is that the reboot? The chopping block? Like, you automatically let everyone know how you feel about it.
Not necessarily. Yeah, the chopping block is like a 50-50 deal.
I know, but
it could be good. It could be bad.
They already know.
The head could roll, or the king could say, let him go.
The way you say it, it's just like, okay, Frank hates another movie.
How many movies have I hated?
That doesn't have dwarves, elves, pointy ears, hairy feet.
How many movies have I hated? Did I not like The Avengers? Yes, I did. Did I not
We didn't review The Avengers. What movie did we review?
Lot of Superheroes, a great movie. There, we just did it.
What? Please continue.
Could have done a little better, though, without Hawkeye and Black Widow.
And here we...
And you didn't agree with that one?
I didn't like Hawkeye.
Oh, see, who's sipping the Gatorade now?
Jeremy Renner was great in American Hustle, though.
Who?
All right. We're going to go ahead and chop some heads. The reboot of RoboCop, I think, was... I think it was just basically CGI'd, scripted, which meant the only thing worth seeing in this movie was the CGI in it, pretty much. Other than that, didn't think it was a great reboot. I think they're probably going to be rebooting it again in a couple of years. I wouldn't doubt it.
They're doing a sequel, but go ahead.
But, Rich, why don't you go ahead and tell us the points that you liked about RoboCop?
You know what? Before I tell my points that I liked, I'd like to point out something I just realized.
What's that?
You're a little older than me. A little older than me.
What the hell does that have anything to do with it?
One thing you know
I'm a little taller, too.
One thing you know about...
I'm a little stronger.
Old people, they hate change.
No.
They can't stand...
No.
Hold on. They can't stand change.
Why?
Nothing... It's like...
Why
make it exactly the same?
Difficult to understand.
Or exactly the way I like it.
Why isn't it? Why is it so difficult to understand? Okay,
I hate it.
When somebody changes something, okay, like say you change your car, you drive a Charger, and you were to get into a Pinto. Would you like that change?
That would suck.
Or would you find it somewhat difficult to actually take in that you're driving a Pinto? That would suck.
But it's not. Okay, it's different.
Do not like.
That wouldn't be my choice.
I do not like change if it's for the worse. Much like everybody else out there.
There's no making you happy, man.
No, there is. There's making me happy. Just make the fucking movie right. That's all I want. If you make the movie right, then we could go ahead and say it was a good movie.
They can't keep making The Hobbit over and over and over again just to make you happy.
What is up?
What? What's wrong?
Why do you always bring in like The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings
because
or something like that?
That's all you talk about when you talk about great movies. And
no, I talk about other movies. Just listen, I'm telling you straight up, okay? I'm not looking forward to the reboot of Point Break, okay? Because some things just are not made to be rebooted, okay? If you called it, I don't know, Extreme Point Break, okay?
Oh, man.
Don't try to reboot something that if you do, make it better. That's the whole point. That's why we make sequels of movies, because we want to make them better. It doesn't always pan out that way, okay? The original RoboCop that came out, okay, did awesome. You know why? Because it blended so much more, okay? It had the hardcore fight scenes, the blood and guts,
so the new one.
and the storyline was solid with the bad guy and the gang and how he came about wanting to get revenge and how it played out where it was actually the company that built him.
You see,
that's the thing. It built and it was structured and it delivered. Okay?
I don't see how you don't see it. And it was pretty much the same thing with
no, it's not.
It's not that much different.
See, first off, I did not like Michael Keaton's character at all.
I did.
There was no point to it whatsoever. He was not even. I mean, OCP basically ran by 4 people, and the whole thing of it was is that, and don't get me wrong, I mean, I know that you liked the movie and it was a good reboot in your mind and everything like that, but they missed so much because they were trying to bring a more, I don't know, human type feely, like, RoboCop can love. I'm sorry, if your woman walked through the door, okay, with just her brain, okay, the lungs, and a freaking robotic metal shell, Reggie,
okay,
come with me or die. Would you like that? Would that be there was no, I mean, it wasn't realistic whatsoever in that action.
I don't think it wasn't as...
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Wife wanted her husband back, and they brought him back as RoboCop, and
she didn't know what exactly was going to happen.
With glitches all over the place. The guy kept breaking down. He was kind of like a Pinto.
It's part of it. It was...
It was trying to make it more in depth, trying to make things... I know you can't make exactly the same movie as it was before. That would be pointless, okay?
But you'd be happy.
I'd be happier.
You'd be happy. You'd be happy, period.
You're
not happy.
I'm just saying, they in the original one, they made it so that Murphy was no longer Murphy. He was RoboCop, and that was that.
They went through a stage.
And he came back. He came back from the dead, pretty much, as...
That's what happened in this one.
No, he was Murphy. They called him Murphy.
Asleep?
They called him Murphy all the way.
I know, but he went to a point where he was not the same person. He was
He went to a point because...
He was completely vegetable.
As they made him RoboCop, it was hard for him to transfer being RoboCop and Alex Murphy at the same time. So what they did is they made him a mindless zombie, basically. Right. But
and then what happened? He fought his way back, basically, and restored himself.
Did you see the original RoboCop?
Yes.
Did you see it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to ask you point blank. Did you like the ending in RoboCop, the original one, better, or the new one better? Did you like it better? I'm just saying. Did you like it? Was it better? Or no? Yes or no?
What if I told you I liked them both equally?
No, you can't do that bullshit,
What if I did? What if I did?
Give me your
What if I do?
Do you?
Yes.
Did you like him equally?
Yes.
The same way?
Yes.
You felt the same way at the end when he blew that guy out the window.
You know the only thing I did not like about the new RoboCop ending?
Yeah, go ahead.
Was that he was back in the fucking clunky suit again. I like the black, badass outfit. That was the only thing that upset me.
See, in the first one, in the original one, when he sat there and he could not fire because the person that headed up the entire scandal, or who set up the bad guys organization, the gang, was an employee of OCP, right, which he could not shoot, which was Directive 4. Okay, but the way that he killed that guy, when the president said, "Dick, you're fired," and then RoboCop says, "Thank you," brah, brah, right out the window. This one, he was just like struggling, like, it was just kind of like a weak kind of like, look at my watch, it's got a red dot on it, and you can't shoot me because I got a watch. And he just like, I must, and it was kind of weak. It was just weak. It was weak. I
liked it. I was like, come on, fight through it.
No, it's not
Shoot
surprising.
That motherfucker.
You like weak shit.
That was just mean.
You were mean to me.
Well, how was I mean to you?
He only likes movies with dwarves with pointy ears and magic.
Is my voice that deep?
Sometimes it does.
Well,
I'm sorry.
Well, one, you do. So I necessarily wasn't being mean. I was being truthful.
Well, I was being truthful as well. You like weak shit.
No, you were being a jerk.
You like weak shit.
What are you talking about? Do you not like weak shit? That was a great movie.
It was not a great movie.
It was a great reboot. I'm excited for the sequel.
A great reboot? It
was great.
It was great.
I loved it.
The only reason you think it's great and you loved it is because I hate it.
Oh my God. You can say that about everything because you hate everything.
I don't hate everything. I just wish they would make it right. That's all. Do you agree with the X-Men, what they did with it from number 1 through 3? Did you like it? Yes or no, Richie? Not hard. You can say no if you want to.
What's your question?
Long pause. Yes, he hated it. You hated it, didn't you? Yes. Thank you very much.
They could have done a lot better. Yeah.
Oh, really? So you liked the Green Lantern too, didn't you?
I did enjoy the Green Lantern.
You like weak ass shit. I told you. I'm just trying to prove a point that when you do a reboot, it should be made better. All they did was make it with more dialogue.
You can't say that. You can't say a reboot can't be made unless it's made better. How is that? That's not always true. Sometimes it can just be different and be just as good.
Really? You can do it different, but just as good.
Yeah.
All I want is better. Because that's why you do a reboot.
That's why you're never happy.
Because you want to make it better.
What's a reboot of something that was better than the original?
What's a good reboot?
I'm all ears.
Well, I'm going to have to sit down on that one because... Jesus, man, you all right?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna have to think about that one because...
No, see, you can't say something like that and not be prepared to answer that question.
Who the fuck are you, Tom Cruise? The fuck? Am I on trial? Guess what? You're gonna fucking wait. How about that?
I want the truth.
Yeah, you're gonna get the truth.
You just made me spit out my last drop of Red Bull.
That's what usually weak ass people do.
See, you're being a jerk again.
Yeah, damn right I am.
Why are you being a jerk? Because you can't name a reboot that was better than the original?
I'm really, with that one comes to mind, a reboot that was better than the original. I'm not. Well, I mean, if I were to go ahead and say 21 Jump Street, because that was not a reboot,
but it was
count. That
doesn't count.
I love that movie.
TV show to a movie.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, but that doesn't count.
It was funny.
You don't get credit for that.
Okay, we won't do that one then. Well, right now, I mean, off the top of my head, I can't really think of a really great,
fine
reboot.
Whatever. My point is,
Superman, Man of Steel. Man of Steel was a great reboot.
There you go. That's
Right?
all I asked for.
Okay.
All right, that's one.
All right. Freaking, we'll lay it down.
Next week, come back with like a few, prove your theory.
Anyways,
and that'd be great.
See, that's just like you to just go off task here. Just try to prove me wrong. I'm just trying to tell you, man. All right, I'm just trying to tell you, okay, that RoboCop the reboot was not as good only because they did not structure correctly. Okay, they brought the family life way much into it. Okay. Him waking up in the original, when he woke up from the nightmare,
you know why
of him dying,
they did that?
That was good.
I think that was like one thing about the original movie that people didn't like. Like, all right, what's going on?
Really, they didn't like it?
No, I'm saying, what's going on with the family? Like, the family just, okay, that's it. Like, why aren't they more?
Because they concentrated on the plot itself. That was just an add-in. This was like the surrounding plot for the whole thing.
Well, if it was the real world. If this was real.
I don't want real.
Listen to me. If this was real, if this actually happened, because we watch movies because we want to think, man, that's badass if that was real. If this RoboCop story was real,
yeah,
what would be more likely to happen? The original or this one? As far as the family part's concerned.
And this is why I go see a movie. So I won't have to put up with real shit. So I wouldn't have to sit there and say, if this was a real situation, what would really happen? Okay? Because this is an escape. This is supposed to be something to take you on a journey, a ride, entertainment, okay? Life sucks. Life is not entertainment, okay? Life is scarier than Sinister or any other horror movie you could think of, okay? Paying your bills at the end of the month is scary, okay?
Sinister was pretty fucked up.
Yeah, well, they haven't paid my bills, so...
If my daughter's gonna chop my head off, that's fucked up. I'd rather not be able to pay my bills.
Anywho, what I'm trying to say is
See what I mean? See how you get?
I'm
trying
to get back on...
Your examples are terrible. Let's get back.
Oh, yours is great. Let's make it real. What would you do in real?
I'm just saying.
Would it be so real as...
I'm just saying, the family part of RoboCop in the new one... That makes more sense than what happened in the other one.
That's the thing, though. Everything could have made better sense.
So I guess you're right.
With a better situation.
Maybe they actually made this one better.
To surround it by that, though, it does not make it a better movie. It makes it more
Maybe this RoboCop,
It's a more weaker point.
the new RoboCop, is right there with Man of Steel.
Oh, really?
That's some of the best
okay,
remakes.
Really? You're going to do that. You're just going to do that just
Maybe.
to burn me. That's all there is to it. And move over. You're getting too much screen. We had a little box last time.
Sorry, we did.
It had like this much with it.
You see, you can't even...
This much basically. Anyways, I'm just trying to tell you that, okay, I'm not allowed to disagree. I'm not allowed to sit there and say...
Of course you are. That's why we do this show.
But see, why do you get so... It's almost like you take it personal when I don't like something you like.
I don't take it personal. I just think...
I mean,
80%
it's almost like I got to watch out.
80%
Frank, did you
of the
like the movie? Oh, I don't know. Let me call Richie.
80% of the
Richie,
time...
did you like the movie? Yes, I liked it. It was great. What was some of the good points in it? What was your favorite part? Mine too.
80% of the time you don't like the movie.
It's not 80% of the time.
It's very hard to please you.
Maybe I'm just too judgmental.
Finally, some truth.
Or maybe I'm just really tired of, I'm really tired of movies coming out that suck that are supposed to be stellar.
It was stellar. Very good. Great remake. I can't wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. It will go up on the shelf.
Right next to Green Lantern.
I have a special.
What a trophy.
I have a special section for awesome remakes. So it'll go
Really?
it will go right up there by Man of Steel.
Right next to toilet paper.
No, it doesn't go up there.
Just in case you have to wipe your ass with something and you run out.
See, that's what I mean.
You use the cover. RoboCop.
Not only do you dislike things, you get so angry.
But it's so Blu-ray.
You get so angry. You're so malevolent.
You get angry when I sit there and talk about things that I don't agree with. I mean, I don't agree it was a good movie. You sit there and you're like, what are you talking about? It's a great movie. It's a stellar movie.
Is there anything about the movie you
as
dislike?
far as you're concerned, as you would put it in the same category, which I shudder to think about.
I would not put it with Man of Steel.
See,
I would not. Okay,
you just say
I'm fucking with you.
because you're angry.
But
because you're angry.
But
you're getting emotional. You can't be emotional when you review movies.
I'm not
you
emotional.
cannot get emotional.
Dude, I'm so fucking cool right now. Calm, collected. No, it does not go with me. I'm obviously messing with you.
Let's ask our audience right now.
It was a damn
Does the
good
audience
movie.
agree? Richie's getting a little too emotional, a little bit about me.
The audience loves me. Listen,
I'm
ready?
ask- I'm
Hold
ask-
on, listen. Listen,
Crickets. What's up?
audience,
Wow.
waiting.
Tony, I think that's your cue.
Now, say it.
Say now.
Say it.
Say now?
Say it now.
Now.
See? He doesn't agree with you.
You know, our audience.
Unfortunately,
our audience is a dick.
he may love you, but guess
We
what?
do love you,
He
Richie.
agrees with me.
He didn't even see the movie.
Because the way I'm talking about it, he's like, oh, wow.
Who picked the audience, anyways? Someone who didn't even see the goddamn movie.
But he agrees with me because I'm passionate and I actually tell the truth.
You're passionate. You're angry.
In my defense, I refuse to see the remake just because of my love of the original.
Okay,
Wow.
that's gay.
That sounded solid, man. That was like a
wait,
good reason.
What? All right, so
Hold up.
will you not watch the Crow remake?
Oh, easy.
No,
Easy.
I
I'm asking.
refuse
Calm down.
to.
Calm down.
I'm asking you.
down.
Will you not watch the Crow
What was that?
remake?
It's gonna be okay.
Richie?
Will you not watch the Crow remake?
Richie.
I will not watch the Crow reboot because of one reason and one reason alone. The Crow basically being on my top 5, in my top
You
5
said it was
all
your
time.
favorite movie
all
time.
time.
You said no.
Shut the hell up.
I'm
In my
sorry, you
top
keep
5,
changing your mind.
being the number 1 pick as being the best movie because I believe it was one of the best scripted revenge movies out there. And is it my number 1 movie of all time? Of course it is. Yes, it is. Would I go see the reboot? No, I won't. Why? Because you cannot top that.
I'm gonna really upset you.
You can't
You
top
ready?
that. Because you know what? They've already proven this by making The Crow 2, which tanked. The Crow 3, which
Sucked.
really tanked. The Crow 4 that went straight to DVD. I mean, they started pulling actors out of freaking retirement homes because they couldn't get anybody to get on board with these movies, okay? So would I go see the reboot? No. Why? Because they're going to fuck it up, just like they did RoboCop. That's all I got to say about that.
What if
Richie?
I told you that I
You would go see it and love it just because I didn't.
the Crow remake
Yeah.
has potential to be better than the original?
I'd like to see that. I would love to see that.
You'd never know because you wouldn't
I would love
see
to
it.
see that. I would love to see
You'd
that.
never know. You wouldn't see it.
I'd love to see it.
You just said you wouldn't see it.
But what I'm saying though is that if it was actually better than the original, that would be actually awesome. But you know what? I would, if I had 10 grand and I was in Vegas, I'd put it all on. It sucks. Disappointment. Because they're going to pull some
angry.
bullshit.
You hate everything.
I don't hate everything.
Richie, it's just
Hate
that
everything.
I don't hate
very
everything.
seldom.
Everything.
they ever
I
make
really
a
like the
remake
Crow.
That was better than the
I'm with you. Is it my
All right,
top
can
5 movie
you
all time?
name
Maybe
me
not.
more than one other than the Man of Steel reboots that actually were kick ass? Can you?
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead. Take a couple. Give me 2. Better than the original.
I think our audience has one.
Oh wow, great stall tactic. Go ahead, audience.
remakes that were better than the original. I can think of 2. It's a very short list. House on Haunted Hill
Oh, the horror guy.
and Night of the Living Dead. The remake by Tom Savini, I will say, was better than the original.
This is what happens when you let the audience talk.
All right, enough of that.
Can you name me 2?
No, I can't. But
What?
I didn't start.
You're
that
gonna
stuff.
jump up my
Frank,
shit
hold
to
on.
sit there
Yes,
and go.
you started that.
No. You sat there and accused me of not naming any like you could.
Yes,
as if you could. Now you can't.
I said it because
so one-sided.
you brought that up.
One-sided.
You brought that up. That's the only reason I said.
I didn't. What?
You started talking about how all these remakes.
You're the one
have
that
to
sat
be
there and
better.
told me to go ahead and name one, and I did name one.
Finally,
I did name one. You can't even name one.
you took my one.
There's none other.
Took my one.
There was only one.
You got another one?
There was only. Do you?
No.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, this guy can't even freaking sit there and answer his own question. You know why? It's because when he sits there and he thinks about it, and he goes home and he goes, wow, you know what? I think about what Frank said, and it's actually kind of, it sounds true. It actually kind of rings a little bit clear. But I can't admit that because that means Frank would be right and I would be wrong. And we can't have that, can we? Because Rich is always right about when he thinks about a movie. Even if it is with pointy ears and magic.
Don't forget hairy feet. That's just disgusting. Anyways. So, bottom line.
Bottom line is the CGI was excellent in this movie. The fight scenes were somewhat the best fight scene with the Ed 209s. Those were actually that was really good. The practice one, he just ran through a warehouse and started blowing people away. It was kind of simple,
What
basic.
about when he went to the safe house or whatever and started killing all the bad guys? And it was like lights going in and out.
Yeah, the
He had
lights going in and
big-
out. That was actually pretty good. But you know what?
pretty awesome.
They didn't really put a lot of emphasis on the main bad guy in this as they did in the original because that's what basically the original led up to. He was kind of like a side. It was almost like a side plot. You know, it was like the gangster who was taking down cops. He was just kind of like, well, we got to make it so that he becomes RoboCop, so we'll throw him in there. It's almost like they just threw him in. They didn't surround, and I didn't feel a connection with that whatsoever.
They made the police department a big part of it.
Yeah, but they didn't. I mean, they didn't. Like I said, they didn't really emphasize on that by itself. I mean, the captain was in on it. Okay, big deal. I mean, he wasn't able to shoot her or arrest her because they shut him down. I thought the directives as they used in the first one was awesome. And in fact, that was really what surrounded him was his directives. That's what made RoboCop do what he did. This one, it was okay. He's got to do what he's got to do what he's got to do. But we'll have, instead of directives, we'll have these little watches that if they're red, that means we're civilians and you can't shoot us. And you know what? Also, I liked in the original one that it didn't have anything of in the reboot. I love the parts of where they had Are we still going?
Good.
Well, I love the part where they had those great news anchor people and the commercials, the funny as hell commercials with the TV show that they always showed with the "I'll buy that for $1." They didn't have any of that. They had Samuel L. Jackson blabbing his ass off about
He was funny at the end. He annoyed me.
You know what? The end was good. The end is
motherfucker.
That was good. But like I said, he irritated you. I don't know why they couldn't bring that element from the original back into the reboot and make it a little bit better. But that's all I got to say about it.
I think they did a great job. Obviously, nothing's going to be perfect. It's hard to make.
I don't want perfect.
It's hard to make a perfect movie.
I want better.
You kind of do.
I want better. That's all I said. I don't want perfect. I want better.
I think they did a good job. I'm excited for the sequel. Maybe we should go watch it together. The sequel.
You might want to sit on the other end of the movie theater.
We'll have a buffer seat.
We'll have a buffer seat?
Yeah.
We might have to have two.
We'll set our popcorn drinks. Anyways.
Suddenly feel an invite to go watch a movie.
That's about all the time we have for today. So feel free to comment. Let us know if you take sides. And if you didn't like this video, then fuck you.
And if you didn't like this video, it was more or less because Richie is just a downer, and he just brings it all to a screeching halt where you can't free think anymore.
Well, we gotta go because Frank's late for his anger management. Peace.